So, what's up, guys? Shiny Bun here with Shiny Bun Band Talk. Here with my two awesome friends who I've known for a very long time, and I've met them face to face before. He's welcome Rockin and her boyfriend, Star Raisin. I think that's the username.
Yeah, Steampunk Star Raisin, or Star. You can just call me Star Raisin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How you guys doing, by the way?
I'm doing good.
Pretty good, pretty good. It's been a long
That's
time since I've
good.
seen you. Well, it's been since LA Comic Con 2019 at that Nikki Six panel. That was the last time I saw you.
I remember watching. Yeah, I remember watching some of your guys' like YouTube channels and whatnot. And Aunt Roxanne, you remember? I remember you like seeing your video where you were at the same book signing as I was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at that one. I was in 2017.
I
remember
we've known
seeing
each
you there
other
as
at
well.
least 5 years via social media.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
2015, I think. Yeah.
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 It's insane. I remember. That's still tripping out that Nikki, like when he chose me for the Q&A.
Aw.
Oh.
Yeah, it was at LA Comic Con. I think you guys remember there because you were there. So
Right. Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, when him and Tommy Lee's wife Brittany, they were doing the Q&A and they opened it up to the crowd. Yeah.
Oh my God. Everything pre-COVID just seems like ancient history to me. It seems like a million years ago or something. I have a hard time remembering stuff before COVID. It's like
COVID's pretty much shut everything down. I mean, I'm sad. I mean, even like the Motley Crue concert had to be like postponed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, do you have your ticket yet for Motley?
Oh, I have the ticket. Ticketmaster's just holding on to it. I bought it like I don't know,
Yeah, they delayed it a
3 years ago.
It was originally in 2020, but then because of COVID, Molly postponed it to this year in 2021. So yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's hope they get enough people vaccinated so that they can actually hold it this year. Because I don't know, with like 3,000 people a day dying, I don't know if this is going to be over anytime soon.
Not to mention, I heard there's like a mutation virus.
Oh, the variant thingy.
Yeah, I heard that it's like vaccine resistant or something.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
It's like not as the vaccine's just not as effective or something towards the variant.
Well, there's three new mutated strains in Africa that I don't know how they found this out, but supposedly the vaccine does not work on, which is kind of scary. There's a mutated strain based in England, which has already spread to California, which is 70% more contagious. Now, they say the vaccine works on that variant. And there's another variant that the vaccine works on, but there's 3 new variants that it does not. So,
I mean, I heard there was a variant from Brazil also.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're refreshing my memory on that. Yeah, that is true. There is also a variant. This seems to be mutating really fast. Although on the optimistic side is that they're saying that it'll be like a flu shot. You have to get a shot every year for whatever the dominant variant is, just like they do with the dominant variant of the flu virus.
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm just hoping enough people get vaccinated so concerts can go back. I do miss concerts.
Yeah, of course, I do. We all do.
I miss Bar Sinister. I miss going out to clubs and bars.
Oh yeah, Bar Sinister. Yeah, I actually haven't been there yet, and I want to go.
I mean, the last concert I went to, I think it was LA Guns, and it was here in San Diego at House of Blues. Until the next thing you know, COVID hits. And then we're all quarantining. It's like, oh, goody.
Well, I did meet a rock star once at Bar Sinister, Dave Navarro. If you want to meet Dave Navarro in person, that's like one of his favorite hangouts. And Bar Sinister is a relatively small club, and it does not have a VIP room. So when there were some goth bands, it's kind of a gothic industrial club, and it's also a fetish club, but the fetish part's only on the second floor. If that turns you off, you don't have to go to the fetish part. It's just like a nice club dance floor They have a stage with an outdoor tent area where they have bands play.
You want me to share their Instagram page because I got screen share
if you want
for everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, and so they have a very narrow hallway that goes out to the back courtyard, and then you like do a U-turn around to like the nightclub part, and then you have to go up the stairs to the fetish room, and that's where Dave Navarro would hang out a lot, was in the fetish room. But I met him twice at Bar Sinister, although this was a long time ago. It was in 2013, and he was really nice. He doesn't do conventions, so he's not somebody that you could normally.
This is the club he's talking about
on my screen. But yeah, he's not somebody you can normally meet at like a celebrity autograph signing. So it was cool to meet him. And you know, I mean, God, it's been like 8 years now. But if you look on my Facebook page, there's a picture of me and Dave Navarro. I asked him, I was like, hey, can I? You know, he always had 2 women, very attractive women, escorting him like his entourage, going around everywhere. Like
makes me wonder, are they like security or whatnot, or is this just like his harem of women?
They had security, but it was just, you know, minimal. They had, you know, the club security. And Dave Navarro, like the first time I met him, he, you know, was in a hurry to go up to the fetish room, and he was entertaining these 2 ladies that were with him. And I said, hey, man, I said, can I take a photo with you? And he's like, yeah, you make it quick. And so I did, and I posted it on Facebook. And he was really nice. He didn't have to take a photo with me. And then he went up and spent 90% of his time in the fetish room. And I just kind of left him alone up there. And then the second time I met Dave Navarro, also at Bar Sinister, also in 2013, he went around shaking everybody's hand and saying thank you. I don't know. It was really weird. But yeah, I guess he just wanted to connect with everybody. And so he was really friendly and very nice. I remember there was this other girl. I didn't really know her that well, but she was really, this was before me and Ann were dating. But this other girl that I didn't really know that well, but she was really nervous. She's like, oh, is Dave Navarro hanging out in the courtyard? And I'm like, yeah, I'll take you to him. There's no need to be nervous. He'll say hi to you. And so I actually, you know, introduced a couple people because I was like the bridge because they were nervous to meet him. But yeah, there were some other bands that hung out there, but they're mostly like metal and gothic bands. And I'd heard that they were famous, but I don't remember who they were. I had never heard of them. But that is a, whenever it reopens, because of course right now it's closed because of COVID, Bar Sinister is a good place to go if you want to meet rock celebrities.
And it's in LA, right?
It is in LA. It's on Cherokee. You go down Hollywood Boulevard. You can actually take the red line, get off Hollywood Highland station, you know, and go down like to the left, and then it's like to the right on Cherokee.
I've been on the Metro link. I mean, in LA before. I mean, it was before I relied on my best friend to drive me everywhere. But no, before when I went to see 6am live back in like 2015, I would take the Metro link everywhere. And I remember this girl, I don't know if you know 60666, like we were friends back then. So she and I like walked like 2.2 miles to get to Club Nokia, and it was insane. Like it was through like a terrible neighborhood and whatnot. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so I told her we are not walking through that neighborhood again after like the concert ended, and I told her we are going to take a cab. I know it's a little extra money, but it's better than walking like at night in a really bad neighborhood.
Well, yeah, I mean, the red line is relatively safe. I mean, sometimes you meet weird people on the red line. I have, but that's like another story within itself. But for the most part, it's relatively safe. You just hop on the red line, and then you can connect to the blue line and the green line indirectly. And but yeah, I found it really convenient because like within like a quarter of a mile of Bar Sinister, is the Hollywood Highland Red Line, not the Metro Link, but I mean that does at Union Station. Anyway, for people who are not in LA, it does that. You can go to Union Station indirectly that way and get on the Metro link or it's like a anyway. But I'm talking about the Red Line. Sorry, I'm getting all stumbled in my words. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is the if you're drinking like I had done when I went there, you don't have to worry about driving. You can just hop on a train and go home, or at least that was the way it worked for me.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I remember when I was like escorting Rose to the airport because she had to take a plane back to like the Netherlands because she's from the Netherlands. So I remember we had to get off at Florence, and but unfortunately Florence was under construction. So the scary part was we had to go through Compton, like on a bus. And I just told Rose, I mean, especially because I've heard Compton is a really bad area. I mean, I don't know how it is now. I mean, but
I heard it's gotten better.
Yeah, I mean, we got on the bus and I just told Rose to stick with me and just don't talk to anyone, don't look at anyone and whatnot. So yeah, and then but we got safe. We got to the Metrolink safely, and she got to LAX safely to fly back home. So and then I just took the flyaway to get back to Union Station to catch my train.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, Compton has gotten better in recent years. It's a lot of gated communities now.
Oh, that's good.
Middle class neighborhoods. I mean, it's been a long time, but like back in 2008, I shot a music video for Fat Mama, which is on my YouTube channel. But anyway, she was a reality show star, and she hired me to direct and shoot a music video, and we shot most of that music video in Compton. Some of it was shot in Hollywood and.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I guess I should mention. Yeah, I have directed a couple of music videos. I forgot to mention that, but yeah.
Yeah, and I have a website, rockan.com. He has a website, amberstreet.com. Amberstreet.com is his YouTube channel. Yeah, amberstreet.com. That's him. And it's just rockan.com. The same way my name is spelled. Yeah, ROCKANNE.com.
I think I remember you giving me like your card or whatnot. I still have it.
Yeah.
So.
yeah. And
that's awesome.
I play guitar. I have a draft book up on the internet that when it's gonna be not a draft, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm also like a gamer now, and I've always done art for like a very long time. When I will get any music out that's not demos, I don't really have a definitive answer for that because I've just been met with one production struggle after another, being a completely solo like act. I mean, completely like 9 Inch Nails, like Trent Reznor solo, where you're just like doing like everything. Basically,
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I was like that when I had to do the audio project. I mean, but the difference was I did those all at film school, so I had some help.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so I can't really sing that well. Like, he's heard my singing is awkward. So I'm trying to use this thing called like Eleanor Forte from Symphony. It's basically like a Vocaloid, like Hatsune Miku. And I have this song that's a little bit more like in your face, kind of hard hitting metal, about like 2020, how much it sucked. That's what the song is about. And I believe it has some potential, but I realized I might have to collaborate with somebody on the internet, like I was thinking like Fiverr, if there's like some scammer protection, because I'm just afraid about getting scammed through Fiverr. Yeah. And I may need some like 3D modeling work through Fiverr as well. I hope there's like some like scam protection or something like that. So
I mean, if you need someone to sing or whatnot, because I know you mentioned that you're not a good singer, because there's a guy I knew from film school, and he's going to be working on the score for a movie I'm planning. He's going to be working on
what's your movie?
It's basically about I can't really go into much detail in it because
well, whatever you can.
Yeah, so briefly, it's basically about the opioid crisis. I mean, basically in memory of my cousin who passed away back in 2018.
Oh,
I
I'm
had written a
sorry.
song about that called Rock
Sorry,
Bottom,
sorry
kind
for
of
your
partially
loss.
inspired by that scene in The Dirt,
Well,
which
that's
is
terrible. I'm
Yeah.
like
sorry for
basically
your
an
loss.
unreleased
Sorry about
demo.
that.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sorry for
thank
your loss
you.
too.
Yeah, he's been through a rough patch of dirt. He's been in prison like for robbery. When he got out, he was on drugs, and then eventually briefly got clean, but then he fell back into drugs again, and then that's how he overdosed and died. So it's in memory of my cousin Travis, and in honor of Nikki Sixx, obviously, because I know he's an advocate for the opioid crisis.
Yeah, I know
Right.
that the opioid crisis is really bad. There was a video that recently went viral on YouTube. There was a security cam footage of a police officer handling drug evidence, and he had gloves on, but he was handling like pure concentrated fentanyl, and it caused him to pass out. Just the indirect exposure to it because it's that lethal.
I heard about that.
Oh my God, that's scary.
Yeah, well, it is scary because I was like, God, if it's that potent where even when you're wearing plastic gloves, it still intoxicates you and causes you to pass out. I mean, that could be used as like a chemical weapon. I mean, that's crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, I've heard fentanyl can be really dangerous. And then, so yeah, that's basically about my movie. And the guy I told you about, Rockan, he has perfect pitch, by the way. So this is a guy I went to film school with, and he only does classical music, but I think he's more open to other stuff too. Because he has perfect pitch, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. I wish I had perfect pitch.
Aw.
Yeah.
What kind of songs has he recorded?
I mean, he was in Autism's Got Talent, so I think he plays the piano and he like keyboards or whatnot, and he's basically recorded like singing like some classical songs. I mean, there were some songs he wrote on like rewrote in like a different version of it, like when he was like scoring for a film, and it was quite interesting. I think one of the songs he rewrote was I think it was a Simple Plan song.
Yeah, I think the current song I'm working on is, I mean, I would be open to definitely I would be open to like if you have any websites, social media pages, whatnot, I would definitely be open to looking more into him.
He does
by any chance, is he the guy who was singing on your OC created a song? You created a song for one of your OCs or something, and like I heard some singing.
I don't think that was him. One of my OCs, I remember, the OC I created, Razex. I basically
Razex had a song and somebody was singing on it.
Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, I have to look into that.
Okay, but it probably wasn't him. Okay, because
yeah,
I was thinking maybe I already heard his voice. Okay, yeah, I would be open. Yeah, just send me the info. I'd be open. So this song I'm currently working on, I think it's a little bit more like hard hitting, like Pantera style, just like kind of that kind of metal. So I don't know if he can do that, like the kind of like stuff where you really have to like shout and stuff. I don't know, like
yeah.
Well, if he's classically trained, he could do all kinds of range, probably.
I mean, I'm sure he can. I mean, I don't think he's really into that really heavy stuff because especially because he has a really clean voice when he sings. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's the direction it's gone so far. I could see it going in that direction, but the software that I'm using, the Symphony Eleanor Forte, basically, I don't know if you know what a Vocaloid is. I know some people do, but basically it's a singing synthesizer and it's really cool. You just type in words and it will sing for you. It's like really awesome. But Hatsune Miku is the most famous example.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Hatsune Miku, I think one of her biggest songs is like probably that Levon Polka one. That's probably one of her biggest ones. But then there was another one, some Vocaloid cover of Doremi went viral not too long ago. It was like a meme, but yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. But anyhow, that stuff is just not good for like like heavier styles of metal. It's not really. I'm having a hard time making it mix, but I'm just using it as demo for now.
I mean, my suggestion, if you want to like write like heavier stuff, I use a program called Reason where you can write music on there, and you could like add all sorts of like sound effects and whatnot, like reverb. You could add like all like anything basically, and you could add.
I'm using Reaper right now.
Okay, so Reason is it's a newer program. It's not even like Ableton or well Ableton, you can connect Ableton to it. So Reason, that's where I did my audio project on, and you can do all sorts of stuff with Reason. Like you can mix on Reason, you can write music on Reason. It might take a while, but you can write it because I know
you sound a little muffled.
Oh, sorry. So the guy I knew who has Reason, he wrote some video game music on there, and I thought it was really cool.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I just want to give a warning. I see that it says 29:18 on my end, so I don't know if the meeting is going to automatically cut off. Sometimes they let me go beyond the half hour. But
I thought it was an hour.
It's a half hour limit, yeah.
Oh, it's a half hour limit. Okay.
I don't know if it's going to automatically cut off. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't, but I just want to give a heads up that that's going on.
I mean, we can wrap it up. So,
well, yeah, I mean that reminds me, like way back in the '90s, they had some machine learning software that would write music, like classical music, and it was quite controversial. It was produced by an engineer, I think, at Apple, and
they're letting us go beyond 30 minutes.
Okay, and it took us, and he took it to some famous classical trained musicians and composers, and gave them the fake pretense that, hey, this was, look at this music. Do you think it's brilliant? And they were like, oh, it's brilliant. Who is the musician? And then they found out that it was just machine learning software that was engineered to compose like orchestras and classical style music, and it became very controversial. But yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that they have something like that, because I was way back in the 90s, they were experimenting with machine learning to auto generate music, because music, like everything, is mathematical.
Like Reason can do that too. Like if you have, it depends on what rack you use, because they have different types of racks for Reason. So like I think I have a Reason suite on my computer, and there is a rack you could use like with violins and whatnot. They just installed it on there. It's brand new, so you can like use violins. You can make all sorts of music on there.
Yeah, so. I've been using a Mellotron app for violins. That's the same instrument that the Beatles used in the Moody Blues. I believe they used that to create violins. So I've been just using that. That's like a legacy thing that goes all the way back.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I just mainly been using Reason. I mean, there's times I use Ableton too, but Ableton, in my opinion, Ableton, in my opinion, is a little bit more difficult to work with. I mean, I've watched tutorials and whatnot, but sometimes when I try to like put music on there, there was one really cool tune I wrote like back in like film school, but unfortunately I don't have it anymore. I'm really sad about that. Man.
Oh.
It sounded like a video. It sounded like it had like guitars in there, and the guitar would like it stretched out like, and then and it was like do 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 do. It sounded like a video game music.
Yeah.
Like an 8-bit MIDI track.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Well, I'll check out Reason if there's like a free trial.
There's a free trial. I think it's like 30 days or something like that. And then the actual, depending on what type of Reason you buy, because there's Reason Suite, there's a regular Reason, and there's the cheaper one. The cheaper one's like $100. The regular Reason's like $400, and the Suite is like $600.
Oh wow, that's expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I use Reaper, which basically has an unlimited free trial, and then like you can purchase it for $60 and get like a licensed version. But Reaper doesn't have what Reaper is not Reason. It's just mixing software. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you have every reason to do that, and that's sweet.
Yeah. I've used I've used Fruity Loops before too, but Fruity Loops, I don't think. I mean, for I was told Fruity Loops in my is like was not, it's technically not really a DAW. So, I mean, I've heard. I mean, I've put before I had Reason on my computer. I used Fruity Loops.
What about Logic? But you don't like Logic, Ann.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just more optimized for like electronic music, which I'm doing like you know, like mostly guitar stuff. So
yeah,
I just the drumming on it though is pretty good. But right now I'm using EZD Drummer 2.
Yeah, you can record drums on Reason, and the guitar, you probably might have to play it and then like plug it into like plug the XLR cable or plug the cable into like the Focusrite and whatnot, and then obviously record the guitar into Reason. So, because there's a way to do that.
Yeah, I use an interface to record the guitar into like into the computer for editing.
Yeah, my audio teacher uses that too. He uses an interface, so interlace. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you're curious. There's just some of my autographs, like Patrick Stewart.
Oh wow!
William Shatner, Adam West, who played Batman.
So I just got a pop-up that said a
David
gift from
Carradine.
Zoom. We removed the 40-minute limit.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I saw that too.
Yeah.
David Carradine. There's a photo of me with Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner, and then Leonard Nimoy autograph. And then some of this stuff is, I'm also an artist. Some of my paintings.
Oh wow, that's really cool. I love your paintings. They're really
thank you.
I'm an artist too, but I mainly do like digital art nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a weird method for doing digital art. I mean, because like everybody uses Procreate, and I didn't even learn what Procreate was until like recently.
Yeah.
I've been doing digital art like since like I don't know, say like 2013-ish, using a weird method.
Yeah, before I use Photoshop to like do my digital art until I discovered Paint Tool Sai, and I was like, okay, I'm in love with this program now.
Oh yeah, that's another one that I hear that a lot of people use. Yeah, what I do is, you're gonna laugh. What I do is I'm old school. Like I hand draw my stuff and then I trace it with Sharpie, and then I scan that trace with the Sharpie, like the Sharpie version. I scan it either through my phone or through an actual scanner. And then this is the more advanced part. I Google vector converter. So basically a vector converter site, you upload something, it's gonna clean it up. No pixelization whatsoever. It's gonna completely digitize any image. All those vector converters on Google.
Well, that's what Adobe Illustrator does. Like Adobe Illustrator.
It's awesome. So like I can be old school and hand draw, and then it converts it over to digital, and it looks like something that was done in a digital program, and nobody can like tell the difference. And then I colorize it on Photoshop.
See, I used to do that back in my day. I used to like just draw it out by hand, and then I draw it out by hand, erase the pencil drawing, and then after I ink it and whatnot. And then unfortunately my scanner was broken, so I've been drawing nowadays with the mouse at least till I get a new scanner.
Oh, drawing with the mouse is difficult, man. Like I really like. It's just, for me, it's just I can't. You know, it's just like the most difficult thing. Like I like to draw by hand.
Yeah, I nowadays I just draw with the mouse, and I can even do like digital portrait drawings with the mouse. Like I think the last one I did was like a Tommy Lee one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I recently bought a scanner that was on clearance at Target for like $28, and it was like a scanner printer all in one. It was pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
But if you buy a broken scanner, you get
that's the thing. I think it's from my dog stepping on it, because my dog tends to step on my stuff, and I had to yell at him to get off. So I think that's how my scanner got broken, from his weight being pushed on it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You must have a big dog.
Yeah, well, he's a Dalmatian. He's a medium-sized dog, but he's like almost like, I think, about 50 something pounds or something like that. Imagine like
that's a pretty big dog. Yeah.
I mean, he was technically gonna be our first show dog, but then stuff happened where he got where he has really bad anxiety and whatnot, so he can't be shown. I mean, because my mom's she shows dogs and she breeds them too. Like we just recently, like we have another show dog. I mean, unfortunately, there's no dog shows because of COVID. So when I was like, I was like, I want dog shows to come back again. I miss them. I miss being in the ring, or her handler being in the ring.
Yeah, it makes sense. Get out there and express yourself, and it's a form of art. Dog shows, but you know, I've never been into them that much, but I am somewhat familiar with them.
Yeah, I mean, our dog Indy, he was in the top 20 back in like 2017. So he was in the top 20. He was like number, like I think number 11 of like all the dogs, like nationwide and whatnot. It was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. That's impressive.
Yeah, so like my mom's been getting slammed with people who like want to breed to him or like and whatnot. So
oh, that's cool. I mean, it's like a hobby and a side gig all in one.
Yeah, definitely. And we actually have a puppy right now out of India in our dog Rain. Her name's Dakota. She is a sweetheart. She's very submissive, and she has a really good temperament, and she's like gorgeous too. Like, and we were like stacking her and whatnot. She has a really long tail like Rain. She definitely got that from Rain's side. I have a feeling she might be a smiler too, because Rain, she smiles. Oh. And so, yeah, the thing about Dalmatians, they do smile. So.
Oh, so it's Dalmatian. Okay, yeah, those are beautiful dogs.
Yeah, yeah, we have Dalmatians.
Oh, that's awesome.
Definitely. I mean, I'm like tripping out about the autographs you have. I have so many myself, but
oh yeah, I've got more. I've been rearranging my apartment, but I'm gonna probably put more up here.
Would you like to see my monster gloves?
Like I got a Peter Mayhew autograph I need to hang because he's unfortunately passed away, and then I've got Tanya Roberts autograph. I've met all these actors at comic book conventions like LA Comic Con, like David Carradine. I met at Dragon Con. I met Adam West. It
covers my face.
New Orleans Comic Con. Oh, awesome.
Look, it covers my face.
And William Shatner, I met him at Dragon Con, and Patrick Stewart, Dragon Con.
I had so much fun with these. I mean, I'm gonna give myself a head pat.
That's your 8-foot beast zombie.
Yeah, I give Baby Yoda a head pat. I'm gonna give myself a head pat.
Okay.
Give myself a little head pat.
That looks so comical with the bunny hat and the massive zombie hand.
Yeah.
That's really.
Can you imagine somebody having hands this big in real life? Oh my God, that would be so scary.
Right. I mean, I've been to a couple of comic book conventions. I've been to mainly San Diego Comic Con. LA Comic Con back in 2019 was actually the first one LA Comic Con I ever attended. I only attended it because Nikki was and Tommy Lee's wife were doing the worst first podcast. So
I was actually surprised. It didn't seem like his normal gig, something that he would normally do would be to show up at a comic convention.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's usually the best way to meet celebrities is like, you know, like David Carradine was really nice. He put like a little yin, you can't really see from here, but he drew like a little yin and yang symbol. So he didn't just sign it. And unfortunately he passed away. And then Adam West, I met at New Orleans Comic Con. He was really, really funny. He did the voice of Mayor West in Family Guy as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then, you know, William Shatner was interesting to meet. And then Patrick Stewart was really nice, but he was really swamped. I only got to talk to him for like 30 seconons. Leonard Nimoy, very, very nice guy. Unfortunately passed away in 2015.
I know, I'm sad Leonard Nimoy passed away. He was the Spock. It was so sad. I remember like when I went to Comic-Con back in 2009, it was obviously San Diego Comic-Con. So I remember hearing like a lot of people cheering. And next thing you know, I saw Leonard Nimoy's head. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was just such a decent guy. I've already told Ann this story and I already mentioned it on my YouTube, but I could tell you. When I met Leonard Nimoy one time in 2009, and this was at the first and only time that he went to Dragon Con, which is in Atlanta. I was living in Florida at the time, and I did something you weren't supposed to do. I was trying to, because I'm an independent film producer. I've directed a couple of low budget movies, but nothing that I made money on, nothing famous. And I had this screenplay called Headache, Milkshake, and the Darkness Scream, and I was trying to desperately promote it. And I was like, well, if I can get a celebrity interested in my project, then people in Hollywood would throw money at it, because that's kind of how it works. And so I actually, when I got his autograph, I actually approached him and I said, hey, I would love to cast you in my movie. And I gave him a copy of the script, and Leonard Nimoy, he flipped through it for like 30 seconds. And it was like a horror sci-fi parallel reality kind of thing. And I guess he thought it was too weird. And he was like, oh, I can't take this. And he politely gave it back to me. And I was like, oh, okay, I appreciate that. And he was so nice though, because even though he didn't like my script, he at least gave me a chance, and he at least looked it over for 30 seconds. He didn't even have to do that. And so very, very nice guy. Unfortunately, that was the second Dragon Con 2009 was the second to last convention that he did, because he started having complications of COPD. And then he couldn't do any more public appearances. So very fortunate to meet him. I actually cried when he passed away in 2015. It really made me sad, because it was more.
I cried too.
Because it was more real for me, because even more so because I had met him. I had talked to him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean when I went and come to San Diego Comic Con in 2015, I was obviously cosplayed as Nick. Like, I only went for 2 days because I got in for free because I did volunteer. So I did my 2 hours of volunteer, and then next thing you know, I quickly, because Kirk Hammett was doing signings, I was like, oh my gosh, I mean, I should get a signature and brag this to my mom, because my mom because my mom's back then was a fan of Metallica. So he was promoting some toy he put out called KBH Toys. So I quickly grabbed it. I quickly reserved my spot and got a ticket for it. And then next day I was cosplaying as Nikki Sixx, and it was really funny because when I was waiting in line to get an autograph from Kirk Hammett, I had the toy I purchased. Everyone was staring at me and whatnot. They're like, what are you dressed as? Why are you dressed like Nikki Sixx? The whole thrash versus glam side. It's insane.
Oh, but I heard there was a big fight between Metallica and Motley back in the day.
That's cool. I never got to go to San Diego Comic Con, but
Hair
I'd like to go
versus
one day.
grunge.
There was grunge? What?
That's not the only feud. There's hair metal versus grunge. Yeah, glam metal versus grunge. They don't really get along. People who like Nirvana, sometimes they hate Motley Crue if they love Nirvana. I mean, that's not true for everybody, but
I think that
back in the 90s, it was more so the thing.
I think that was the case in the 90s that it was grunge versus hair metal or glam, but now grunge is not that pop. Well, it is somewhat. I mean, Nirvana is still popular, but I mean, it's more nostalgia. But as far as a movement, grunge is mostly dead.
From what I've heard about
metal has kind of had a comeback. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, from what I've heard about grunge, I mean, the only reason why Nirvana is so big is because they got really big after Kirk Hammett, obviously not Kirk Hammett, Kurt Cobain, he committed suicide, and after death, I think that's where they blew up. So
well, they were actually big they didn't become big until about 1992. Yeah. Because the Nevermind album, the one with the baby on it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that had the big hit song "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Yeah, it had a bunch of other hits on it, and it went platinum. And so they became big in 1992, but then in 1994 they were supposed to go on they were on a European tour, and they were supposed to go on an American tour, and then that was when in 1994 they never finished their tour because Kurt Cobain committed suicide. And then they became even bigger because of his suicide, but they were already kind of big in 92, but they had formed in 1989
Yeah.
And they were kind of from 1989 until 1992, they were underground, but then they became mainstream by that point. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they became mainstream basically with Smells Like Teen Spirit, because that's like one of their major hit songs. And then obviously, it blew up event afterwards after Kurt Cobain committed suicide. I mean, I remember I was in Germany at that time. It was before my brother was born. And I was so attracted to that album, and my dad would get so mad at me because I would always sneak and grab the album and just like stare at the baby on it, and I didn't realize it was a Nirvana album. Yeah, I was yeah, I remember it was like because my dad was in the military back then, so of course that's why we were stationed in Germany. So, and I remember like back then, my mom always put on some Ozzy for me, and I always rocked to it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, Nirvana's first album from 1989. God, I'm having a brain fart. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Bleach. It's called Bleach.
Bleach. That's right. I should have known. Bleach sounded very metal compared to their later stuff. So they had more metal
it did
roots.
sound a little bit more like that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. I think the Ozzy album I was listening to back in the days in Germany. It was No More Tears. Obviously, I loved that album so much. I grew up on that album.
Yeah, that's a good song. No More Tears. I like that. I do. It's a good tune.
Yeah, it's a really great tune, and it wasn't until my mom I didn't discover Motley Crue until like 2012.
So how did that happen?
Okay, so it was a really weird way. I was on a wrestling role-playing website, and someone had had their character in the wrestling. They're called e-feds.
I got my Too Fast for Love shirt on.
Oh, nice.
But it's too dark. You can see the Motley logo a little bit, but yeah.
So it was on a wrestling role playing website. Someone had their pick based Nikki Sixx. I was like, who's Nikki Sixx? And he looks actually pretty good looking. So that's when the research happened. And then I actually PM'd the guy and said, oh, he's the bassist from Motley Crue. I was like, why did I hear that? I've heard that name before, but it doesn't ring a bell. So that's why I did all the research and watched the documentary about Nikki Sixx. I was like, oh my God. So I'm actually in love with this band now.
Aw. Yeah, I when I met Nikki Sixx in 2017, the brief time that I talked to him, which was like 30 seconds, he seemed really nice and grateful and very humble. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, he's a really humble guy. The first time I met him was 2016. He and James Michael, they were just randomly walking around. It was at the 6 a.m. concert with Five Finger Death Punch and Shinedown and whatnot. So Nikki and James, they were just randomly walking around, and I noticed James's hair, and I was like elbowing my friend Jessie. I was like, hey, look, I see James. And she's like, there's Nikki too. I was like, oh my gosh. I was super shy, but it's funny because Nikki remembered me. He's like, I remember you. You're the one with the scarves. I was like, oh my gosh, he remembers me.
Aw. Yeah, you have a very distinctive appearance. The two times that I think I met you was at the autograph signing in 2017 and then LA Comic-Con. You definitely, as a fan of Nikki Sixx, you have a very distinctive appearance with your hat and everything, and you stand out.
Yeah, I always like since like 2016 when I went to a 6 a.m. concert, I started wearing hats because I know Nikki throws pics in the crowd. So I was like, I'll just have my hat and have it out. He threw a pic in it, but it bounced out. I was so sad. I was like, oh, he threw too hard, but that's okay. So since then I've been wearing hats.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I first met Nikki Sixx in 2013 at it's actually the first rock star I ever met. I believe that's at Napa Auto Parts.
Is that with Sixth Sense or whatnot? Because I remember yeah.
Were you there? I was there.
Not.
Oh yeah, I was there with my mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then shortly after, I had met Tommy Lee at School of Rock West LA. I just happened to get lucky because he just happened to go there to be like a guest professor, and then I met Gene Simmons the same year at Rock and Brews.
Contradiction.
See, I met Gene Simmons too. I met him and his son Nick Simmons at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2009. And yeah, I got his autograph. I got his autograph. But
I got him to sign a Hello Kitty. It's like a Gene Simmons Hello Kitty, Demon Hello Kitty. I don't even know where it is.
Oh.
I don't know where it is, so I can't do show and tell on that one.
I think that's the only two rock stars I met was Dave Navarro at Bar Sinister and Nikki Sixx at the autograph signing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have interviewed the lead singer of One Eyed Doll, but they're an indie band. They're kind of
One Eyed Doll.
They're not exactly famous. I mean, they got like 50,000 followers on their Facebook page, but yeah, I can't really proclaim that they're celebrities, but they were pretty cool to interview.
I've interviewed Ace Von Johnson from LA Guns.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, so he's a singer, correct?
No, he plays guitar.
He's a guitarist.
Phil Lewis is the singer.
Phil Lewis is the singer. That's right.
No, Phil Lewis is the singer, and Ace Von Johnson also was involved with an audio project because he also voice acts too. So I had him. I was like, I asked him.
I can't imagine like if there's any elitists like in the comments section right now, they're gonna be like, "You Rockan, why didn't you know that about LA Guns? What's wrong with you?"
I know, right?
Yeah.
I
mean, that's
LA
not the
Guns,
first time I've
close
done something like that.
Association with Guns N' Roses, right?
That was Tracy Guns. I know that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm getting it mixed up. I'm getting my rock history.
That was Tracy Guns, but he's with LA Guns. So I remember
it happens with me.
I remember like back in the day, Tracy Guns was involved with Guns N' Roses, but then like I don't know what happened or whatnot. So, and now he's with LA Guns. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and it's funny because when I was at the last show I went to was LA Guns back in like right before the pandemic happened. Ace Von Johnson and Phil Lewis were just randomly walking outside. Ace Von Johnson gave me a hug, and so did Phil Lewis. I didn't even know who Phil Lewis was back then. I'm probably gonna get hate for it. I'm probably gonna get hate for it because I didn't know who Phil Lewis was. I knew who Ace Von Johnson was.
Oh my. Yeah. Well, yeah, I've had my moments too, as I've just had a moment. Oh, one time I was DMing somebody on Instagram and I said that Meshuggah was degent. And they're not. They're like an experimental metal band, and I said that they were degent. I'm like,
oh my gosh. My mom and I have met John 5 also.
Oh, you should show her what your hat can do. Her hat's pretty neat.
I know.
Oh, I gotta see this. Oh, I like that. My mom had that with the Dalmatian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my mom like surprised us with a Dalmatian. So like we surprised my mom for her birthday a Dalmatian hat, and it does like the ear thing like your hat does.
Yeah, I guess it was too good not to get.
She got it the most unlikely of places. It was Fry's Electronics. I didn't expect them to sell something like that.
Yeah, me neither.
And it was reasonably priced. It was like $10.
That's insane. That's really awesome. All right, I think we need to wrap up here because
well, thank you.
It's been over an hour, but thank you guys for being on here, and it's been a great pleasure.